Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Welcome to the Friday night live Q&A in LA. Every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks for joining me. Let's jump in and see if there's anybody out there yet. Well, looks like there's quite a few people out there. Shahid is here. Thank you for being here again. Chasin, Scott Lee, Paul G from Poland. That's really cool. Cal Gapo, thanks for joining me. There's a couple of important things I wanted to point out. Let's switch over to the screen here. Reading a bit of news. Let's do this one. Whoops! Holy moly! What happened? Ah, there it goes. Whoa, that was scary. Okay, well, the markets are pretty much where they were last week, I believe. We had broke 4,000 last week. We had pretty good run up to Christmas when the stock market itself was doing pretty bad. Bitcoin was doing pretty well. And then I think they both sort of tanked on Christmas Day. It was a little bit weird. It didn't go too far down. But now Bitcoin is up close to 4,000. Let's go to price charts here. Yeah, we're at 39.48, which is pretty respectable considering where it's been the last couple of months. And then while we're at it, let's take a look at our old friend, the Dow, which is slightly down today. It's had a really wild week. I don't know what a week chart would look like, if I can even get one. What are we doing here? 5 days. That's pretty wild. 1 month? Oh yeah. 1 month doesn't look too great. Anyway, I mean, I don't like to like rub salt in wounds, but you know, the powers that be, the financial giants and the mainstream media outlets have been bashing Bitcoin all year long, and you know, hitting it when it was down, and now the market, the Dow Jones Industrial, is declining now. So anyway, also one thing that occurred to me recently is you'll look at a story. Not this particular story. You'll look at a story like, if I can find it. There was an earlier story that was like, anyway, it was a story about the market, the Bitcoin market being down, and how, you know, oh, the market's down, blah, blah, blah. But if you look right at the price chart from marketcap.com, you will see exactly where the market is. And sometimes these stories were written like a few hours beforehand, and you know, they make these weighty claims about what this means, that the market's gone down or up. And then like for instance, the article was about the market being down, and then I flipped back to coinmarket.cap and the market was up. So, you know, try to get your information firsthand. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Cheez-Its.
Okay, why don't you ask your mommy, okay? Oh, Lord in heaven. He wanted Cheez-Its. Dro, good evening. Grand Illusion, good evening. Motaz. Let's cover a little bit of news. Interesting story I was reading here about the Wall Street Journal reported that Bitcoin is trading at strong correlation with gold as traditional investors step in, right? So they're saying, oh, you know, people are moving into gold and crypto kind of at the same correlation, you know, as a safe haven, whatever. And one of their excuses is that they're talking about the reported influx of institutional money into the crypto space, which is interesting because Bloomberg had an article like the day before yesterday about how Wall Street giants aren't entering into the crypto industry amid falling prices, right? So you hear all these Bitcoin bashing stories, you know, oh yeah, all the big guys are giving up on Bitcoin because the price is down. And then that's Bloomberg. And then you look, Wall Street Journal says, well, there is money, institutional money going into crypto. So which is it? We don't know, right? My educated guess would say that institutional money is going into crypto, and that people that report that it's not are sort of fear-mongering, so to speak. I don't know. I'm kind of numb to all of the Bitcoin bashing that I read about in the mainstream news. So I don't really, it doesn't really bother me as much as it used to. It's just a given. They're always going to, if there's a negative angle on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, somebody's going to point it out. So we just have to live with that and move forward. Bitcoin has its own momentum, right? Let's see. Where are we? Live topics. Support grows. Okay. All right. So why don't I move over to this article about the Ledger Nano S. You may be curious about it. Cheez-Its are great, by the way. You may be curious if you read about this company that cracked or hacked into some hardware devices, some Ledger and Trezor, and you know they made a big stink about how these devices were vulnerable. And it might scare you if you own a Ledger Nano S. Which I, highly believe in and have been using in many of my videos as a very good, safe hardware wallet. Well, if you read the article, you'll see that these exploits that they demonstrated required physical access to the device, first of all. All right. So if they're not standing next to you and have their hands on your ledger, they can't hack into the ledger. Right. These are all device-dependent hacks, right? And so it's a little bit unlikely that an attacker is going to have physical access to your device. Now, they could somehow intercept the device if it's being shipped from the manufacturer to you, which is a little bit unlikely as well because, that's a federal crime to try to intercept the mail, and, it's not for the faint of heart. But it should raise alarm bells if you're considering purchasing a Ledger Nano through a third party. And that's always been a red flag. You don't want to purchase a Ledger Nano S from somebody on eBay. They may have already set up a PIN. That's the poor man's hack, right? You just buy a ledger, set it up with a PIN, and then sell it to some unsuspecting person and tell them, oh yeah, the PIN is already in there, just use it, and then they steal your crypto as soon as you transfer it in. We all knew about that. But according to these methods here, supposedly someone could intercept a ledger in transit, heat gun open the seal, open the box, install this hack, and compromise the device. All right. So you want to make sure you know where you're buying it from. Best to buy directly from Ledger, a reputable source. Okay. Now, I won't go into all of the different types of hacks, but I mean they mentioned that, oh, I installed the snake program on a Ledger, so it's vulnerable to hacking. And this was earlier today. But as I was looking up news, I noticed that Ledger has responded to this, and they've stated that these exploits are not critical, and they sort of picked them apart one by one. The first thing they pointed out is that they require physical access to the device. They also pointed out that they did not hack, weren't not able to gain access to any seeds or pins. They were just sort of able to bypass the hardware of the device. So they're not critical hacks. But, keep in mind, everything is vulnerable to a certain extent. There's always this dance between the virus and the antivirus, and then the new antivirus and the new viruses. I mean, there'll always be exploits that are being uncovered and fixes that are being pushed out to fix the exploit. So they mentioned that they're going to modify the way the Ledger Blue does the keyboard. So don't go nuts and crazy that someone has just said that hardware devices are vulnerable, because that's a little bit, I don't know what the word for it is. It's a little bit of grandstanding. It's great that they're trying to attack the device and discovering vulnerabilities, but to blast out a headline saying that your hardware wallet isn't safe is kind of like yelling fire in a crowded theater. All right, guys. If you'll notice the title of the video for this week, it is about the Bitcoin proof of keys. Your keys, your coins. I think I tagged this story. Here, let's see. Wrong browser, sorry. I thought I did. Ah, here we go. If you're not aware of this, there's a movement that is gaining momentum. Ah, Mozart, Sadi. Let me see if I can help you. Let's just let this sink in a little bit. Everybody that watches my live stream every week and follows my videos knows that I always recommend that you move your crypto to your own wallet. And that's basically what this movement is about. January 3rd. What's up, buddy?
Now it's a milk.
Okay. Mom is right over there. He wants milk. The Bitcoin white paper anniversary was in October of this year. The January 3rd will be the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary of the first block on the Bitcoin blockchain. And so that anniversary is gaining momentum for a movement of Bitcoin. Move Bitcoin into your own wallet. Well, let's let that sink in. Motaz has asked a question and thrown up a tip. So I'm going to see if I can solve his issue here. Binance has locked your friend's account from Egypt and asked him to withdraw his assets as they don't support IP from his area. Is there a way around to fix it? Well, if you're using Binance and you're in a country that has regulations that Binance is trying to follow, Binance may be correct. But my first suggestion for your friend, Motaz, is to use a VPN. A VPN is going to mask your IP address. And depending on the VPN you use, let's look at NordVPN. Now it's a subscription-based service, and basically you purchase an account, and now they have different tiers. You don't have to purchase a full year if you don't really want to. Like they say, if you go for a 3-year, it comes out to $2.99. But you could just buy 1 month for $12. You install the software on your computer, and then you launch the VPN software, and then you log into your account using your username and password that you purchased from them. Once you have established the VPN connection, or I'm sorry, right before you log in, you have a whole bunch of choices as to where you want your IP address to appear to be from. So in other words, you establish a tunnel from your computer to the VPN service. And then they have servers all over the world, and they can tunnel your input and output, your internet connection, through their different location servers. So you could use their server in Iceland. You just choose it, and it's a pretty easy to use menu system. Most of them have pretty easy to use menu. They say, well, which server would you like to log into? log into their Iceland server or their London server or their Prague server or wherever, and your IP address will appear to be from that company. I'm sorry, from that country. So when your friend logs into his Binance account, it will appear to be coming from a different country, which they might support. Now, word of caution, if I try to log into my Binance account from a different IP address, the first thing they're going to say is, ooh, you appear to be logging in from a different IP address. You'll need to confirm with email. So you'll want to have your email account handy when your friend, your friend will want to say, like, have his email account handy so that when he logs in, attempts to log into Binance, he's going to get an email from Binance. He's going to have to click the link in his email to confirm that it is him logging into his account. I'm assuming that your friend has his username and password and that he doesn't have two-factor authentication enabled. If he's got two-factor authentication enabled, he'll need to have his phone with him so he can enter his code, his Google code, his Authy code, whatever. But if it's just a username and password, he'll probably just need to confirm from an email that it is him. And he should be able to get in. That's a fairly straightforward problem. If that's the long and short of it, that would be my first suggestion. No, Johnny, thank you for the cheerleading. I appreciate it. Okay, so Barbara Alves is having a little trouble. Grand Illusion's giving away 1 nano for someone that wants to store BTC. In light of the celebration of the first block, I think I will... I got to respond to this. Oh, that's great, Rick. Thank you so much. Period. You can just leave it near Jacqueline's desk, close to the box. I'm going to do some of as many demos as I can of moving money into your own wallet. Barbara is asking about her Ledger Live being stuck on the genuine check. I know that when you buy a Ledger, and it's a little nerve-wracking when you're first, especially when you have some crypto stored in it occasionally. It does go a little glitchy sometimes. It's a piece of technology. They're prone to glitches. Doesn't matter if it's a computer or a toaster or a Hue light, whatever it is. There are times where it's going to act a little weird. So my suggestion, first and foremost, if you're not getting past that genuine check, is just go ahead and disconnect it, reconnect it, try again. And if that doesn't work, maybe reboot your computer. The other day I was logging into my Ledger and it said something like not genuine, I'm sorry, the software is not genuine or something of that nature. And I was like, you're kidding me, right? I've been using this thing for months. So I just unplugged it and plugged it back in again, and it worked. So I know, like, when you get a message like that and you're trying again and again and again, you may not realize that all you got to do is unplug it and plug it. You may have been launching and relaunching the software, or trying, the same thing over and over again without actually disconnecting and reconnecting this thing. So that might be your... And then, if that doesn't work and it's still telling you that, then reboot the computer and then try again. Because sometimes they'll glitch a little bit. If it happens every time and you've rebooted 1,000 times and you've connected and reconnected 1,000 times, then your next thing would be to go directly to Ledger and see if you can get them to give you some support. Maybe they can walk you through something. Maybe they can replace the unit. Their tech support is pretty good. I know they're in France, so sometimes it takes them 12 hours or so to respond to you, but that would be your ultimate solution would be going through Ledger support to get that thing replaced if it isn't genuine. But like I said, maybe a good reboot might do the trick. Secure coin offerings. That I'm not quite sure exactly what you mean by that. I don't know if you're talking about secure coin offerings or STOs. If that's what you're talking about, then you know, there are some crypto companies out there that are involved with what do they call it? Security token offerings, right? So if we go over here to my watch list, you can see there's a company called Polymath that's involved in security token offerings, and they're a crypto company, and they have crypto tokens that you can buy. And then, you know, their business model is to take traditional securities and tokenize them, right? So they're sort of straddling the two worlds in a way. They are a crypto, you know, blockchain-based, you know, blockchain-focused industry, but they are looking to take traditional type securities and digitize them, right? So, you know, GE could go to them and say, hey, we want to issue some stock as a token. And those tokens have built-in smart contracts that, you know, make it, you know, that define all of the parameters of that stock, right? Everything is represented digitally and cryptographically verified. And, you know, there's also our old friends, Smartlands, that we've talked about quite a bit in this forum. Smartlands is a Stellar-based token that is also in the security tokens arena, and they are doing pretty much the same thing, and they're focusing on what was it? Real estate, manufacturing, and agriculture, right? But you know, I don't know that I would call these bank killers. They might, you know, take some business away from banks because, you know, I think it's those IPOs are venture capital kind of things, you know, where they have these big investment firms that are issuing these IPOs on the stock market and making a lot of money, you know, taking their cut or whatever. And these new digitized tokens might be taking those types of banks out of the loop. But maybe not the traditional bank, but maybe the investment bank might see a little bit of percentage loss in their overall business, but maybe it's not going to kill them, I would think. I don't think that, you know, everybody's going to jump on this bandwagon right away. Might be a while. But it's an emerging technology. It's definitely worth taking a look into if you're into the crypto scene. This is privately held. The distributed ledgers are privately held. I would assume so if it, you know, the companies themselves you can buy into. I'm not really sure how they issue their tokens, but I don't think you can mine these types of coins. I don't know if they're open source software or not. You're probably right. There are probably closed blockchains, and definitely whatever stocks they digitize are it's going to be a closed type situation where only the investors will have access to them, right? I'm not that versed, but it's definitely not going to, you know, be open source and, you know, what you call distributed, decentralized, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, and all our other favorites. It's a different type of adoption of the blockchain technology, definitely. Not banks, crypto. Oh, you want to know if it's a crypto killer? Well, it's in the same genre. It's in the same area. I don't know if it's a Bitcoin killer or not. Could be, maybe. It might be a shift in the way that crypto is viewed. It's possible that, you know, the decentralized currencies might die away because of these new digitized stock companies. But I think they're two different areas, right? Bitcoin, Litecoin, these are currencies, or they are digital currencies, whereas these companies are more into representing a security or stock digitally. So it's kind of a different area of use case, right? So I don't know that they're going to kill off crypto in general. But it is an emerging technology that will probably develop in parallel to other cryptocurrency ventures, right? Oh, I wanted to, everybody's here. Oh, 40% from your original investment. I'm sorry to hear that. But, you know, all of us that bought crypto this year are probably down too. So join the club. But we're all confident that it's an emerging technology and it has a future. Whether we bet on the right coin, we don't know. But overall, I believe the industry is, you know, it's the next step forward. You know, if you'd invested in Amazon back in the early 90s, you'd be rich. If you invested in diapers.com back in the early 90s, you would have lost your investment or most of it. So it's hard to know what's going to survive. I'd just like to briefly bring up last week. I'm going to go into my ledger here. When we got to the end of our saga, I was playing around with Tron, and I couldn't figure out how to see a token that I had just bought, if you'll recall, and I figured it out. I actually posted like a little bit of a live video right after. So let's go into Tron on the Ledger. And I'm going to launch the Tron Scan software. I believe that's it. And just to refresh your memory, I'm already logged in, so I should see the account, right? All right, so there's the account that's got the Ledger. The private key for this account is on the Ledger. Now we were on a Tron website, and let's go over to. I'm going to go over to Chrome here momentarily, and they have updated the interface since we last spoke. It used to be. I'm gonna look at that and go. My back hurts. They used to have two. They used to have this, this is the Tron Scan, and then if you went to this Tron Market, it opened up a completely different website, or a completely different looking website. Now they've integrated them both into one market, right? They've got the, pardon me, what did I do? I don't know what I did. Let's go back here. Okay, don't fail me now. Oh, did I log into the wallet? Oh, okay. In order to use these markets, these DEX, these decentralized markets based on the Tron blockchain, you have to install a browser extension. This is the Tron Link browser extension. And then once you log into this wallet from here, I'm already logged in, then it shows up here and you can trade, right? We can go over here. And if you remember last week, I bought dice. You'll also notice that there's more dice now than there were. But let's go ahead, let's buy a little dice. Let me check here real quick. Okay, good. All right. So what we did was we bought a little dice, and the way we did it was there's some Tron in here, and so I'm going to buy some dice. How much can I buy? Oh yeah, I can buy 1,000 dice for 30 Tron, right? Oops, that's sell. All right, sorry. What can I buy? I can buy 100 dice for 3. Okay, so I can buy 1,000 dice for 33.9 Tron. So I'm going to do that. All right, and then I have to confirm. I'm not going to automatically sign. What's up, little boy?
Are you going to buy dice in real life?
No, they're not real dice. That's just the name of the token. He loves dice, boy. Ooh, my little boy. He heard me talking about dice. All right, and then my concern was, if you remember last week, I was like, where'd my dice go? Huh? I don't see them in here. When I go to tokens, I don't see any dice. And I was like going nuts, and everybody was kind of going, oh, I'm glad you're having trouble because I have trouble all the time. It's nice to see you kind of troubleshooting and working through. So what I did eventually was I got their beginner's guide, which walked me through the whole process of purchasing, which I had figured out. And then they said, oh, by the way, if you want to buy an ERC20 token, you'll have to add that token to your list of custom tokens. So let's do that. We went to Dice, and let me see if I can figure it out. And of course, they've changed the interface this week. So, oh, okay, here we are. Dice. Not learn more. They've already changed the... Whoops. No, that's not it. Let's see. What we need to do is find the contract address for Dice. And it's changed. It's not here where it was yesterday or last week. Let me see if I can maybe here? No. They've done it to me again. I can't believe it. Where is that? Doggone. Last week they had a thing called like more info, and I was able to look at the they've messed me over again. They keep changing the interface here. I need to find the contract address of Dice. So let me see here. This is Dice right here. Why can't I? Aha! See? I found it. Can you believe it? All right, so this is Dice. Tron Dice, right? Here's the contract address right here. I'm going to copy that into my clipboard. I'm going to go up here to my wallet. I'm going to go to tokens. I'm going to go to custom token. I'm going to paste that address and hit add token. And boom, there's the Dice in the wallet, right? Did I buy that Dice? Huh, let's refresh. Let's refresh. Where did my dice go? Oh, it says I have 0 dice. Huh. I thought I just bought some. Maybe the order is still pending. Ah, yeah, the order is still pending. Right? The order hasn't filled yet. But as soon as the order fills, then that 1,000 dice will appear in my wallet. It will also appear over here on the dice side, right? Where it says balance. It'll say I have 1,000 dice. And then when I go up here to the wallet, up here, and go to tokens, I'll see my dice balance. So that was it. And that's pretty much the same way that my Ether wallet works, right? You have to add a custom token occasionally. If you purchased a token and transferred it to your Ether address, it won't appear until you add that token in the list of ERC20 tokens. So by the same method, we do the same thing with Tron. Although in Tron, they're called TRC. TRC20 and TRC10. Clace Dye, the comedian. Okay, so Maximus is talking about Bitcoin going down. I've sort of told myself if it does, just let it and maybe scoop some up. You can never really buy the bottom. You can't perfectly buy the bottom, but you can like maybe scoop up a little bit here and there as you see red. That's what I try to do. You know, buy when you see red, buy a little bit. What you can afford. Don't throw your mortgage your house and buy a bunch of crypto because that might not be the bottom, right? It might keep going down. But if it keeps going down, maybe you can just buy a little more. Now, I'm not a professional trader by any stretch of the imagination. I just believe in this industry. So I'm a long-term holder. Now, there are trader types that will give you better advice as to if you're trying to like make a little money market-wise, that might tell you to buy the dip and sell when it goes back up. I just kind of hold on to it. So yeah, I mean, if you see Bitcoin going down and you're a long-term holder, then maybe buy a little more if you can afford it. If not, just like kind of hang out. I tried Monarch Wallet. I can show you on my phone. Oh, Lord God in heaven. I gotta make one more thing here. Boy, my life is complicated here. Got it. I'll let her know, Lisa. Thanks for the heads up. Period. New line. Rex. Hey, Demetria. The box is going to Encino. Lisa decided not to go to Ojai tonight. Sorry about that. Am I still mining Ethereum? Yes, I am still mining Ethereum. I have a secondary machine that I use to mine Ethereum. And I can't remember exactly how it's all set up because I just kind of monitor it as I go. I think, what did I do? It's obvious. I joined a mining pool for sure. I'm using my GPU. It's not that efficient, but it pays out like every 0.05 Ethereum, which takes roughly maybe not quite a whole month. So it was like $20 before. Like every month it'd be like 15, 20 bucks, but the last harvest of my 0.05 Ethereum was only worth $6.28, I think. So it's, definitely don't run out and buy a graphic card thinking you're gonna become a millionaire. If you already have a decent graphics card, you might want to think about mining Ethereum in your spare time. There, you can see that is the transfer. I mined the Ethereum on my other computer. The wallet was a, what is the name of that? MetaMask wallet. As soon as the mining pool paid out my 0.05 Ethereum, I transferred it to my Ledger. And there you can see that it came into the Ledger wallet the other day, and that it was worth $6.51. 0.049997. So it's fun to mine Ethereum or whatever. If it's Vertcoin or Digibyte or Vertcoin or what was that other one? The Verge. You can mine Verge. You can't really mine Bitcoin anymore. It's too complicated now, unless you have a dedicated ASIC miner. But you can mine, there are coins out there that are designed specifically to be mined by GPUs. They're ASIC resistant. Oh, that's great news. Thank you. Yeah, I guess it won't be such a late night for you now. I had a busy day working today. I dispatched drivers, and there were some last-minute runs that I have to attend to. Yeah, so I have several videos on how to mine cryptocurrency in your spare time, but they're not get-rich-quick videos. They're for fun and profit. And, you know, the idea is that it might not be that profitable to mine Ethereum right now, right? But every month I'm mining 0.05 Ethereum. And over the course of 6 months, what are we looking at? 0.1. Oh, I think it's 0.005. What was it again? 0.05 every month. So after 6 months, you can't believe the CryptoDad needs a calculator to do this. Yeah, we're looking at 0.03 or 0.3. It may not be worth much today, but maybe next year, Ethereum goes to the moon, and my mining, the rewards that I reap from my mining, as long as I've hung on to them, will get, you know, return a great windfall. Case in point, back in 2013, 2014, I ran a cheap ASIC miner. I was mining Bitcoin. I mined Bitcoin for 1.5 years, and I accumulated 2 Bitcoins, if you can believe that. And at the time, I told myself that someday this Bitcoin is going to be worth a lot, and maybe I should save it for my kids. Well, I didn't do that. I spent most of it. After I broke even, I spent like a Bitcoin and a half, which at the time Bitcoin was like 400 bucks, 200 bucks. It was ridiculous. I bought myself a nice solid state hard drive, which I still have, which I still use, and I figured it was a great experiment. Interestingly enough, I hung on to the 0.5 Bitcoin, and it ended up being worth quite a bit last year. So that's a good example of that you can mine Bitcoin, but don't expect to get rich right away. You might have to be patient. Oh, if you got free electricity, it's better, because when I was running that Bitcoin miner, my electricity bills went up quite a bit. And it was loud and noisy and annoying and hot. And, you know, it sounded like a vacuum cleaner when those fans ran, and it was still hot. Sitting next to it, you could feel hot air. So, not for the faint of heart. Yeah, so Lou is pointing, GRTWHTSHSK is pointing, you know, his claim is mining is dead, that there's too much overhead, and he does make a very good point, because there is a lot of overhead when you're mining, and when you mine, over the course of a year, the miner becomes less and less efficient as time goes by. And that's why, after 1.5 years, I turned that miner off. It was no longer profitable at all. So that's another factor. You have to keep buying new miners to keep up with the difficulty level of the blockchain. So, yeah, like I said, mining is not really profitable unless you're just doing it on the side with equipment you already have, like a gaming GPU or whatever, and you're just sort of hanging on to the crypto in hopes that one day it might rise. If not, then you can sell it for what it's worth when you've got it, and whatever. At least with Ethereum, you can use it for the juice to make some of your transfers. Ethereum has a good use case. It's gas for transferring around ERC20 tokens. So at the very least, you can throw a little Ethereum into, say, a MetaMask wallet that has some tokens in it, like, an ERC20 token. I don't know. All right, guys. So we talked earlier about owning your own crypto. So let me demonstrate a little bit of that as much as I can. Let's start with Bitcoin. I think we did this last week, but I want to show you this stuff over and over again. No problem. I already told Rick there'll be no Monday pickup. Period. Sorry, guys. Busy day. Aww. All right, sorry guys. So I've been through this so many times. Some of you guys would be like, again, he's going to do another transfer again. So there's two ways to store your coin. Well, there's more than two, but let's just talk about the two different ways to store our coins. All right. Way number one, you go to a cryptocurrency exchange like Coinbase, and you buy some Bitcoin, and then you store it there. Right? So let's go to Coinbase. We'll sign into our account. And we'll enter our two-factor authentication. All right. And let's see, is there any crypto in here? No. Not at the moment. All right, so I'm going to buy a little bit just so I can demonstrate what we're doing here. Always use your debit card if you want the transaction to go through instantaneously. If you use the bank method, it takes a few days to clear. So keep that in mind. Those of you who have not connected a debit card to your Coinbase account, it might make sense for you if you're impatient like me. All right, so let's hit $25 worth of Bitcoin. Let's buy it, and let's confirm it. Now I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not even going to move it into Coinbase Pro. All right, I'm just going to take it right out of Coinbase. All right, just for simplicity's sake. All I want to demonstrate to you guys is how to get crypto off an exchange. Right? Most of you should know this, but maybe some of you don't. Right, here's the BTC wallet. Now, let's say I've been steadily buying Bitcoin over the course of the last year or two, and I've bought quite a bit. Or, Grandma left me 20 grand, and I decided to spend 10 grand of that on a, what you call a, I don't know what the word for it is. A speculative investment in cryptocurrency, right? So I took half of my inheritance and I bought Bitcoin, right? It was money that just kind of fell in my lap anyway, and so I wanted to join the crypto revolution, right? And now that Bitcoin is sitting safely in my Coinbase account, and I'm happy. I'm just waiting for the price of Bitcoin to go to the moon, and I'll be a rich guy, right? But here's the problem. I don't really own that Bitcoin, right? I don't own it, and the reason why I don't own it is because I don't control the private key. I have access to Coinbase, but they're holding it for me. It's not my crypto, right? Now, I can take it out if I want to, right? Then I will own it. But right now, as long as it's just sitting there on the Coinbase, It does not really truly belong to me. It belongs to them. They're holding it for me. Now, they'll give it to me if I ask them for it, but what if my internet goes down? What if Coinbase goes down? What if Coinbase gets hacked? What if the government shuts down Coinbase? What if the government seizes all my crypto holdings for whatever reason? Then it's gone, right? So, we talked about this. Proof of keys. Your keys, your coins, right? That's the movement for January 3rd. We want to hold our Bitcoin in our own wallets where we control the private key. Now, in this case, my case, tonight's case, I have a private key stored on this Ledger Nano S. It's my device, my private key. I can't really show you that key, but we all know and we can trust that the private key is stored on this device. And I have control of this device. All right? So, how do we move my Bitcoin into this device? Well, let's try. First of all, we need to log into our Ledger Live. All right, let's get all this clutter out of the way. And I need to move Bitcoin into this wallet. So the first thing we need to always get when we move cryptocurrency is the receiving address. That's our first order of business. I need to figure out where I want to store it. I need to get that destination address, right? So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to do it on the ledger. I'm going to enter my PIN so I will access my ledger. Done this 1,000 times, and I'll do it 1,000 more. Some of my regulars might be saying, he's moving crypto again. I've seen this part. This is the part I came in on. All right, so I'm going to exit the Tron app. All right, I'm going to go over to the Bitcoin app. Is that Litecoin? Bitcoin? All right, I'm going to go to the Bitcoin app. I'm going to enter. All right. Now, what I need to do is I need to go to this wallet and click receive. All right, I've already entered the app. Then it wants to verify the address. This is a failsafe, right? It shows the address scrolling on my screen. So always confirm this so you know that you haven't been infected with malware, which could be showing you the wrong address, right? Sometimes that was one of the hacks. So they fixed that. And so they have this verification step, right? So I verified that it's the same address. I hit the button. Now I can copy this address into my clipboard. That is the address that I'm gonna, that's not the private key, that's the public key. I'm going to send some Bitcoin to this address. All right, so let's go back over here to Coinbase. Where was, oh, did I log into Coinbase from my Chrome browser? Pooey on me, but that's okay. All right, so I'm not even gonna move it on to Coinbase Pro. I'm just going to send Bitcoin. Okay, I'm gonna paste that address that I got from my Ledger Nano S. I would like to send it all if I can. They have a little button here. I'm gonna send max. What they do is they figure in the miner fee. There will be a small miner fee. We're down to $23. We started with 25, remember? So we're taking a hit, but I'm just doing this for simplicity's sake. I'm gonna hit continue. Now I need to enter my two-factor authentication for Coinbase, which is 658065. I'll confirm that, and transaction is on the way. All right, so I took a little bit of hit, but I wanted to keep it simple. I usually move it into Coinbase Pro, but I didn't do that this time. It says it's pending on Coinbase. And this is another one of the drawbacks with Coinbase. Sometimes it kind of stuck in pending for a while, which I don't like. But I wanted to keep it simple. So that's the simple one. Find the address, go to your, somebody screamed from the bathroom. You go to your online account, Coinbase, Bittrex, Binance, whatever exchange you've got any cryptocurrency stored on. In this case, we're talking about Bitcoin. And then we send it over to the wallet. I think it already came through. Yeah, there it is. All right. So we have the Bitcoin now on this wallet. You can see right here. It just came in today, received December 28th, 1854. That's 6:54 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the money is in my wallet now. Now I own that Bitcoin. Now that Bitcoin is living on this device, which stores a private key. So that's what this is all about. You want to hold your own crypto. You don't want it to be in someone else's custody, right? I think they put it pretty well here. I like this term. Where is that term? Monetary. Here we go. We want to start a new cultural tradition where we declare and redeclare our monetary sovereignty every January 3rd. We, the people, are holding our own funds in our own wallets with our own private keys. Now, a lot of people might say, well, what's the big deal? You know, I keep my money in a bank. It's my money. If I go into the bank and go to the ATM, I can get my money out. But truly, that is really not your money. Once you give it to the bank, it belongs to the bank. The bank can do whatever they want with it. They can loan it out to Farmer John down the road. They can go use it to purchase derivatives, or they can lend it out to some corporate overlord, whatever they want to do with it. The only thing that they give you for your money is a promise to pay.
I don't want to get here. It is boring.
And that promise is just a promise. If the bank goes belly up, and you go to the bank and say, "Where's my money?" They're gonna say, "Well, gee, sorry, we went bankrupt." Or you might wake up one morning and the ATMs don't work anymore. And then where's your money? Or you might wake up one morning and, you know, there's a line around the block, all the people trying to get their money out of the bank. And you just happen to be at the end of the line, right? That's what monetary sovereignty is all about. We're trying to get them to pray. Okay, good question. Here's the question of the moment right now. What if Ledger goes out of business and you lose your Nano S? How would you recover your crypto if all you have is your 24-word recovery phrase? Very good question. And I'll give you an answer to that. What happened with me last week was that I bought some dice, and I figured out how to add that dice to my list of custom tokens, right? Oh, there's the 1,000 dice, by the way. It's there now. And then I took that dice and I moved it. And what did I do? Let's say we went to Tron Scan over here. And this is the address of my Tron Scan wallet. And I moved, I moved my Tron, if I can find it. Let's hit send, right? The address is my Tron wallet that where the private key lives on the ledger. And I want to move that dice, right? There's 1,000 of them. All right, I'm going to send it. And it said I successfully broadcast the transaction. All right. Now we can see I have 0 dice. Then I hastily ran over to my Ledger-based Tron wallet, the Tron Scan wallet, and I looked up and down for my dice, and I was like, where's my dice? Where's my dice? It's gone, right? It's gone. Well, it wasn't quite gone. Here, what I did is I went over to this Tron wallet, and I used import. And we could call it test, right? Whoops. All right, and they said, okay, enter your mnemonic phrase. Interestingly enough, they allowed me to enter my 24-word recovery phrase for the Ledger 24-word recovery phrase. Now, that 24-word recovery phrase generated a Tron address, and I was able to import. Let's go back. I was able to import my Tron wallet. Let's see, where are we? Let's go back over here. Wait a minute. Go back. This is a different one. Oh, we're in Chrome still. Okay. All right, so here's the demo. I went to this wallet, right? I did an import of my 24-word recovery phrase, and lo and behold, see that Ledger wallet? That's just the name I gave it. That is the exact same wallet that we're looking at here. I imported it into Chrome using the 24-word recovery phrase. So and let's just say, oh, I lost my Ledger, and Ledger's out of business, but I still had that 24-word recovery phrase. I was able to recover the Tron. As you can see, that's the same wallet. And we can look over here. There's actually two wallets here, right? But this is the wallet that represents the private key that I imported using that 24-word recovery phrase. And let's look at tokens. Look how many dice I have. I had 1,524, but I just sent another 1,000 recently. And boom, there you can see it. I just got the dice. I don't know. I didn't send that dice. Oh, that was a while back, December 23rd. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't show all the incoming transactions. I don't know why. Yeah, there should be one for the 28th because the dice is... Maybe it's only showing Tron. I don't know. It's not perfect. But the point is that I didn't need the Ledger. All I needed was that 24-word recovery phrase. And we can do the same thing with other cryptocurrencies. All of the wallets that get generated on that Ledger are based on that original 256-bit key, that private key, that main private key on the Ledger. And that key is deterministic, which means every time it generates a brand new wallet, it will always generate the exact same wallet every single time. So if I restore the Ledger Nano and it's just basically blank with the 24-word recovery phrase, all I got to do is generate a new Bitcoin wallet, and it generates the exact same Bitcoin wallet that was there before, and the balance is there, right? So there are several wallets that you can use to import Bitcoin using a 24-word recovery phrase. Let's see, I don't know. I don't think I have the Electrum wallet on here at the moment, or do I? Right? I believe Electrum wallet will do it. Right, we can install the Electrum Bitcoin wallet for Windows. Let's do the Windows installer. I'm not going to go through all the verification, and I'm just going to put it on my downloads here. Just a quick... All right. Hopefully it won't flash my screen out here. Hopefully it'll come... That came back. So I'm going to install this Bitcoin wallet, and I'm going to show you that there's an import feature that you can use to import a 24-word recovery phrase. I won't do that at the moment. I don't want to reveal my key to anybody. But I guess the point is that it's possible. That would be great. Thanks. All right. And is it going to launch automatically? Do I have to launch it? Doesn't look like it's going to launch automatically.
This is the largest site.
So the question is, let's auto connect. Just call it default. Let's make it a standard. I already have a seed, right? Ooh, use a hardware device. Never seen that one before. But we're assuming at this point that we've lost the ledger, and the only thing I have is my 24-word recovery phrase, right? Boom. That's where I would enter my 24-word recovery phrase. And then hit next, and it will recover the Bitcoin part of what this ledger had on it, right? So granted, yes, you would have to do them separately. You'd have to recover the Litecoin wallet with a Litecoin desktop wallet. You'd have to recover the Bitcoin with a Bitcoin desktop wallet. But as long as you've got that 24-word recovery phrase, there are other ways to access that crypto besides just the ledger. Right? But the ledger's a good solution, very convenient, very secure, and I would venture to say that the company will be around for a while. They're getting into custodial solutions too. So good stuff. Yeah, I do have a video on BAT, B-A-T. Let's see. Brave.
You have 1,000,000,000.
1,000,000,000.
That means you can buy everything.
Why did so many hits come up on Brave? I don't get it. Why would it do that? All right. I should probably do another video on Brave. Did I miss it? Ugh, seriously. Let's go back to Brave browser. Whoops. It hasn't been that long since I made that video. Oh, come on, seriously? Oh, Lord. Noob. That's my son's, what do you call that? I don't know, what do you call that? What do you call it when you call someone a noob? That's an insult. Right. That's my son's go-to insult. You're a noob. You're a noob. You're all noobs.
No, everybody's a noob.
Everybody's a noob.
I am pro. No, I am pro.
Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. All right, so there's the Brave browser. Now, keep in mind, this video is a little bit outdated because they don't use that Mozilla-based browser anymore. They've switched it over to Chrome-based. But the section where I talk about claiming your BAT would still hold true. Basically, what you want to do is you'll go to, I believe it's in the browser somewhere. Let's see, are we in Brave here? So if we go to Brave Rewards, you can collect some Brave, right? This is in my wallet right now. Now this is the Brave wallet. You can't withdraw from this wallet. They'll give you BAT tokens to that you can use to reward others, but you it's only works within the Brave browser. But if you want BAT, right, you need to go claim your BAT tokens. Claim Brave tokens. I demonstrate this in the video.
2 chickens on this board. 1 here and here. And here. double chip, not a triple. I know what
I don't know where the link is. I think this must be it.
Not say
That can't be it.
if you got 4 of yourself stat on together, that means they're quadruples.
I'll find it. Just give me a minute. Wow, here we go. What do I do if I'm a publisher? Right, you can sign up here. Ah, there we go. All right. That's the, if you have a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel, or a website, you can claim Brave tokens because Brave will, if people are viewing your content in the Brave browser and they're giving you their attention, then the tokens that they have in their Brave wallet are micro paid to you, and that at some point you can go claim those tokens. So I'll show you. I've already been through this before, but I'll just walk you through. You give them an email and you step through, and then you have to confirm that you are in fact the owner of that website, YouTube channel / Twitch channel, right? And once you've done that, then you claim your free tokens, and they will give you tokens every week, or every month, pardon me. All right, so when you log into the Brave browser, all right, we log in, we enter 2-factor. I put 2-factor on everything, of course. Boy, it got quiet at the dinner table over there. What happened? Everybody's eating.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Fried chicken. All right. Okay, so this is my claim page, and this is the Brave that they're awarding me. They're awarding me BAT tokens every month based on the number of people that have downloaded Brave from my referral link, and people that are viewing my YouTube channel using the Brave browser. And it's nothing to sneeze at, right? It's like $50 a month, almost. So if you got a YouTube channel or a website or a Twitch channel, I highly recommend that you go claim those BAT tokens. And if you haven't done it yet, you may have quite a bit already accumulated. Because people are, micro donating to you by viewing your content in the Brave browser. And this is a good way to earn a little side money if you got a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or a website. Better than a sharp stick poked in the eye, right? Can you send the link in chat to use this tool? I think that link that I put up there, the publisher's link, is where you get started. That's how you claim your tokens. Now, you'll have to claim your tokens. You'll have to confirm you're the owner of the channel and or website. Then you're going to have to set up the Uphold wallet. They use a dedicated wallet that, and I'm not a big fan of the Uphold wallet. It's okay. It's not really, you don't really own your private keys when you use the Uphold wallet. It's kind of what a web-based hot wallet, but it works okay. And then once I get the tokens in the Uphold wallet, I just transfer them into my my own wallet, right? You can hold ERC20 tokens in an Ethereum address, and Brave tokens are ERC20 tokens. So go for it. Hi Rex, you run 2 nanos on Ledger Live. How many nanos can you run? My assumption is as many as you want, right? You can. It might get a little bit unwieldy over time that you have so many accounts, but you'll notice here I am naming them, meaningfully naming them, so that I know which account goes with which device, right? Now I think we did this before in the live stream. If I try to go to this account and choose receive, and I have the wrong ledger attached, it'll tell me. It'll go, this is the wrong ledger. And so you can, by trial and error, get the right ledger to the right account. But it's easier if you just name it. This is Litecoin anyway. But it's easier if you name it meaningfully, right? So I have a Bitcoin account here that is connected to the ledger white. So when I access that account, I should deal with the white. Now I could get more ledgers. I don't want to get a bunch of black ones. I might get them all confused. Or if I do, I would probably want to label them on the back so I know which is which. They have multiple colors. You could get multiple colors, but I don't think there's any limit to the amount of ledger accounts that you can set up in Ledger Live, right? You can set up multiple accounts on the same ledger if you want to. And you can set up multiple Bitcoin accounts on the same ledger. So I don't think there's any limit at all. There might be some sort of hard limit. You might bump your head against some kind of limit based on, I don't know, a 256-bit whatever. After you've got 256 accounts on there, they may not let you add the 257th. I don't know. I've never gotten that high. But my assumption is as many as you need. I don't know that anyone needs 256 accounts. But the limit may be 20 for all I know. So I haven't gotten that high yet to find out. Great, thanks. So the publisher link is in the description, CryptoDad, or can you copy and paste it? Please chat good info. It's right there. Right there. That's the link right there. That's the link, right? You click that link and it takes you here. That's how you claim your tokens. I always miss good questions. Questions that I know the answer to. Those are the best questions. Don't get Gmail. They're hacked all the time. Well, Gmail is kind of like, I don't know, Coke or Pepsi, you could drink Royal Crown Cola, but sometimes you can't find it at the store, right? Gmail is kind of like the go-to email for people. Now, you should protect your Gmail with, there are several ways you can protect your Gmail account. You can protect your Gmail account with two-factor authentication, so that if anyone tries to log into your Gmail account from another device, like say in Russia or China, I don't mean to cast aspersions on Russians or Chinese, but let's just assume that there's a hacker somewhere on the other side of the world trying to hack your Gmail account. They may hack the password, but if they don't have your device, your two-factor authentication device, they won't be able to get into the account. Now they may be able to. They might be able to bypass your two-factor authentication. It has been done before, so there are more foolproof ways. Other than there's Authy and there's Google Authenticator, right? Which I've shown you many times. There's also these YubiKeys, and this is your #1 security. If you have your Gmail tied to a YubiKey, then the only way to get logged in is with the YubiKey. You must possess the physical device. The only problem is if you lose this, you're kind of screwed. But there are ways to back this up too. But yeah, I don't know. If you're not using Gmail, then your only other choice is, well, you could use Proton Mail. You could, you could be hardcore and use maybe Proton Mail or something, a little more ironclad, right? But otherwise, it's like AOL, Yahoo, or you can go to, you can use like Roadrunner email, Spectrum. If you use Spectrum or Time Warner, you actually you're entitled to an email account through them that like has a, you know, spectrum.com domain name, and you can use that, I guess, if you want. Yeah. Let's take a look real quick. It's a complicated. I do have several videos on GPG for Windows, but they're, you know, they're a bit old, but they're still valid. I think the best one that I did. I'll see if I can get it here. Nah. Let's see if that will give us what we're looking for. Okay. Not as... Aha! There we go. Actually, you'll see, as you'll notice, this... it doesn't get very many views, but it is there. I think this is probably one of my better videos on GPG for Windows. So I can throw that up there. I don't really want to, I'm going to move a browser window over here and see if, I mean, let me go here. Gmail. I don't want to reveal too much personal information. I'm not too worried about it. I think the worst thing you're going to see there is my I'm just going to check it real quick.
Like the baby is like naked. You don't have the mic.
That's kind of weird.
Oh, he has a diaper. Why are you watching that? Minecraft.
Oh. Okay, I won't be revealing too much information about it. Let me check here. Oh, okay. Yeah. You might see my phone number. I can live with that. Don't worry about it. Okay. So first we go to Gmail. All right, and then we go up here to Settings. This little gear shift icon that will take us down to Settings. And when we get to the Gmail settings page, we'll go to Accounts and Import. And then under Change Account Settings, go to Other Google Account Settings. And that will take you to their security page. Now, there's a video I did. Where are we? I lost my email. Oh, here. No, that's not it. Ah, pooies. I'm all verklempt. All right, so anyway, we go to Other Google Account Settings. We go to the security page, and then we go to Security Issues. This is some new stuff. They want me to fix stuff, but there's a two-factor authentication area, right? And down here, you can see I've got this account secured with a YubiKey. And then if we go to two-step verification settings, enter your password again. Where are we here? CryptoDad. All right, here we go. So we got the YubiKey and then the Authenticator app. That's where we set, and feel free to give me a call. I probably won't answer. This is where you set up your Google Authenticator app in your Gmail to lock down your Gmail account. That's where it is. Sorry. Okay, so let's go back.
Just take it out, right? You're not gonna use it. Oh,
Oh, it's here. Yeah, I'm going to turn all this off. Let's see. We wanted to talk about GPG for Windows.
Please check its network connection and power supply.
Oh, did I manage to paste that? This is the GPG for Windows video, right? Yeah. Okay, so that would be the way to go on, wow, I've never done that before. I didn't want to do that. Wow, that was weird. Yeah, it was really weird. Okay. It took over my chat window with my video. I launched the video in the chat window. It usually launches in my browser. That was kind of weird. Okay, you guys are signing out. Yeah. Check out that GPG for Windows. I can talk more about that maybe later. Most of the people that comment on my software verification videos ask me, WTF, why are you doing this? It's a little bit complicated. If crypto wasn't complicated enough as it is, you know, verifying the wallet downloads and everything else adds just another layer of complexity that really turns a lot of people off. You might be able to safely skip those steps, but if you're, you know, if you're a diligent, detail-oriented person, look into software verification. It's just that extra step that you take to make sure that you have downloaded the correct piece of software that has not been altered in transit or altered, you know, or corrupted by a third party, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know, you know, I get these messenger calls all the time too, but I have a special ring on there. The 30% sale on Ledger, let's just, let me quickly, I believe that's good until, let's see. I think it's good to the end of the year. Whenever you put Ledger in there, I don't know. I don't know why that happened. It should have taken me directly to the Ledger site, but it didn't. I do a lot of videos on Ledger. So here, the winter holiday sale. They don't really say how long it's going to last, but I would say till the end of the year. And you'll notice too that there's a sale on the Ledger Blue, which I wish I had $200 to spare, or I'd pick one of those up too. But you know, you can get different colors, whatever, and it's cheaper than usual, right? So winter sale might last through January. I don't know for sure. They don't really make it clear here. But by all means, if you're interested in a Ledger, use my affiliate link. I'll be forever grateful to you. Another good way to earn crypto if you've got a website or a YouTube channel. They understand crypto because they hear me talking about it all the time. So I try to expose them to modern life as much as possible. I built them all computers. They spend a lot of time on YouTube and playing games, but they'll catch a few things here and there. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. The family's laughing and having a good time, and I guess I should join them, being the dad, the crypto dad. I'm going to enjoy being a dad for the rest of the evening, and I hope you guys enjoy time with your family over the holidays. You know, and don't forget, your best friend is yourself, too. So don't fret if you're facing the holidays alone. I'm right there with you, rooting for you. And I wish everyone the best for this holiday. And the noise is reaching a crescendo. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Don't forget, next week, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. the live Q&A in LA every week. I do my best to answer the questions that fly out. I'll hopefully I can give you immediate relief. Otherwise, you can just kind of join in and enjoy the discussion. Whoops. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.